On today's episode, we are going to be painting some Hyundai Sonata wheels in this Black Knight metallic Rust-Oleum paint. It's something serious. What we're gonna do today, very simple. Got some 220 grit sandpaper. To clean the wheels, we got some Rust-Oleum wax and tar remover. We have this Rust-Oleum Black Knight Metallic or something like that, Night Black Metallic. And I don't know if you can see that, but it has a whole lot of flake in it. But if you're into RCs or want to get into RCs or interested into it, you will see me start to do some repairs on like my Red Cat MT, my Red Cat XTE. The Cyclone XB is going to get the drivetrain put into my Lightning EPX, and then my Terremoto 8 V1, either the spur gear or the pinion gear is jacked up in it. So you will start seeing videos drop on my RCs. If you're not interested in it, watch it anyway. If you are interested in it, watch it anyway. So let's get into this degreasing of the wheels before we start sanding. The first stage of sanding is done. As you can see, a bunch of like the clear coat is flaking off. So I'm trying my best to see where the clear coat is lifting up at, and it's making sure that I get all of the loose stuff off, because that clear coat flaking off, if the paint hits it, the paint is gonna stick to that flaking clear coat and not to some that's actually adhered to the wheel. So you wanna make sure that you get as much, if you have been, you wanna make sure you get as much loose paint and flaking clear coat off the wheel as possible, because they can mean the difference between your paint sticking and it not sticking, quite frankly. So I'm going to get some compressed air, blow this off, make sure it looks clean, and maybe hit a few more spots with some more of the 220 sandpaper. And if it's straight, I'll be done with this wheel and I'll move on to the next one. Alright, so now the wheel should be pretty much good to go. Now I'm going to take some 70% IPA and I'm going to wipe all the dirt and grime off of the wheel. So we're going to get our index cards and some painter's tape. First things first, we're going to tape up the valve stem. Now it's time to spray our first layer of paint. Typically, I like to do 3 total layers for a nice First wheel is done. A couple of things to take away from this particular wheel is that this paint is not as thick as my previous Rust-Oleum outdoor paints. The previous ones that I used were like thick outdoor paint. But this one is not really hiding like the uneven clear coat that was left on the wheel. Like it's not hiding that at all. So I'm going to have to feather the transition. I'm about to do a whole lot more work on the next wheel to make the wheel look as smooth as possible. Like I said, this paint is a whole lot thinner than the paint that I used some years ago. But the flake in this paint is gonna look good in the daytime. I think in the sun, it is going to sparkle, glimmer, sheen, whatever. Look at that. In the sun, that is going to look really nice. This wheel, I'm not coming back to it, so we'll just make it better on the next one. It is the next day, and this is wheel number 3. So my takeaway from the first 2 wheels, so wheel number 1, I didn't do enough to get the clear coat off, so you can kind of see those indentions. On wheel number 2, I went too hard with the wire brush thing that I was using, and you can see like those scratches because like the coat under the paint is like a gel coat and it's like it's rubbery, so you can see like the scratches that I kind of left in there. So what I did on this third wheel is that I brought out my Harbor Freight sander, and it has a 100 grit pad on it, and this face is a whole lot smoother with a whole lot less grit and grime on it. And then I went over that with the 220 sandpaper. So this should be probably the best looking, smoothest wheel out of the 3 I've done. And then I'll do the same process on the 4th wheel. Let's get this painted. Alright, so this is the 4th and final wheel, and the amount of flake in this Black Knight metallic Rust-Oleum paint is something serious. This bad boy is flaky. So, if you can't tell, this wheel is by far the best wheel of all 4 wheels. Oh man, I mean that bad boy is silky smooth. It kind of makes me want to go back and redo at least the first 2 wheels. So, but let's admire that for a second. I mean that bad boy looks good. Look how smooth the spokes are. Look at that flake in the paint. So this will be the conclusion of this video. Those wheels are for sale, so if you want them, contact me. Other than that, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.